Good morning. Sorry. So today is verses 5 through 8. Joseph Smith history, obviously. And in these 4 verses, he's talking about the religious upheaval at the time. He's talking about how he was confused, how, this person said this and that person said that, and they all seemed friendly towards one another at the time, but, then it all turned, So anyways, where does it say? Yeah. Okay. So in verse 6, it says, "For notwithstanding the great love which the converts to these different faiths expressed at the time of their conversion, and the great zeal manifested by the respective clergy, who were active in getting up and promoting this extraordinary scene of religious feeling, in order to have everybody converted, as they were pleased to call it, let them join what sect they pleased. Yet when the converts began to file off, some to one party and some to another, it was seen that the seemingly good feelings of both the parties, of both the priests and the converts, were more pretended than real. For a scene of great confusion and bad feeling ensued, priest contending against priest, and convert against convert, so that all their good feelings one for another, if they ever had any, were entirely lost in a strife of words and a contest about opinions." So basically, the preachers are saying, yeah, go ahead, join whatever church you want to. We just want you converted to the Lord. Do what you like, it's fine. If you go with, just pick whichever one. We just want you to be converted. And then once they were converted, it was like, well, you chose the wrong church. It was, sorry, you know what it was. But it's very reminiscent of today. You're either this, you know what? We're fine. Everybody's fine. Until you choose a side, and then you're not fine. I think it was, who was it? It was, the Guardians of the Galaxy guy. He refused to pick a party during the election, and people were coming down on him hard for not picking. He's like, why do I have to tell you what I believe? He's like, why do I have to tell you which side I'm on? Can't I just do my job? And people did not like that at all. Anyways, but it's like everybody likes you until you pick a political side, and then it's like fight to the death, basically. Well, you've all seen it. Anyways, Okay, so then in verse 8 it says, "During this time of great excitement, my mind was called up to serious reflection and great uneasiness by both but though my feelings were deep and often poignant, still I kept myself aloof from all these parties, though I attended their several meetings as often as occasion would permit. In process of time, my mind became somewhat partial to the Methodist sect, and I felt some desire to be united with them. But so great were the confusion and strife among the different denominations that it was impossible for a person, young as I was, and so unacquainted with men and things, to come to any certain conclusion who was right and who was wrong." Which is completely understandable. Right now, as a young person, can Anara or Jamin, apart from what their parents say, choose which side is right or wrong? Apart from what Hannah knows, from what Malia tells her, or Brent tells her, or I tell her, can she determine what's right and what's wrong? With so many people giving her different, anyways, it's completely understandable. In this one, Doctrinal Commentary on the Pearl of Great Price, it references one of the other accounts that Joseph Smith gave of this incident. It said, "Upon inquiring about the plan of salvation, I found that there was a great clash in religious sentiment. If I went to one society, they referred me to one plan, and another to another, each one pointing to his own particular creed as the summum bonum of perfection. Considering that all could not be right, and that God could not be the author of so much confusion, I determined to investigate the subject more fully, believing that if God had a church, it would not be split up into factions, and that if he taught one society to worship one way, and administer in one set of ordinances, he would not teach another principles which were diametrically opposed." So this just adds to his confusion. He's saying he's going to one and asking, how am I saved? And they would say, this is how you're saved, and that is it. And he'd go to another one and say, how am I saved? And they would say, this is how you're saved, and that is it. And he's like, how? How could each one determine the scriptures differently? How could each one, have such vast and differing opinions if they're God's church? So, we're going to find out soon. We all know, but we're going to find out soon what he does with his confusion. And I feel like it's a lesson for us. When we're confused about a situation, when we're confused about what war of words is going on, if we're confused about this side or that side, or whatever hullabaloo is going on around us, we can find out what we can do about it. And we all know what we can do about it. So anyways, that's my study of verses 5 through 8. Joseph Smith History 1, verses 5 through 8. Alright, talk to you later.